And we're live. Yo, what's happening? Get to the points. How we doing?
I'm on fire.
Yeah. What
Walsh and his stupid kid or whatever got me all confused because we had a man-on-man mono stand-up showdown on the Thursday night game where I took the Rams minus the 4 points and he took the Saints with the 4 points, and it was like head-to-head, and it was like a battle of the Titans. It was probably the best betting night of all time. Like, people were very excited. And in all the hoopla, I forgot to actually bet it because I texted on the text, I'm going to bet the Rams. And in my head, he got in my head and made me think I bet the Rams just by saying, I'll take the Rams. Well, it doesn't work.
That's the worst feeling. That's happened to me multiple times when I'm excited watching a game, checking the scores, and then the game's ends, and I'm like, hot damn! And I go to my gambling account, and I'm like, wait, I didn't put that bet in?
Yeah.
Well, now most bookies, if you tell them, hey, I wanted to bet on that, but I forgot, they will honor that. So
I had it time-stamped in my texts.
Contact your online sportsbook and say, see, I was meaning to bet on this. And they operate on the honor policy. So whatever you were going to bet, they will honor that.
Well, I don't know if I've told this story where I put an online account that we use. I put $500 on it, and on an offshore account. That's what I meant. Yeah, offshore account where you have to call your bank. It's a pain in the ass, and the bank refuses to do it. And then you call the bank and say, "Oh, it's an offshore investment." And then they say, "Okay, you sure it's not gambling?" And you go, "No, ma'am.
No way.
You better believe it's not gambling."
Not gambling with my picks.
No, it's investing.
They're all locks.
Going through my credit cards, and I see some charge for from Hong Kong, and I look it up, and it's like some weird makeup company from Hong Kong. So I charge it back, and then all of a sudden my sports book account doesn't work. A month later, I go, "Hey Dave, what's going on?" It says that it says I'm at negative $619. How is this possible? And he goes, "Hang on, let me check. I'll get right back to you." Did you charge back a charge? I go, you charged me from some Hong Kong makeup company? He goes, sometimes. And so not only he gave me $500 in free gambling money.
Oh, that's nice.
Very generous.
I should have reached out to him. The same thing happened to me. The A Train, my domestic partner, did the same thing. She saw whatever it was, like a $500 or whatever $500 charge on this credit card that we use, and it was from some weird thing, and she said, "Oh no, that wasn't me." And then I went to go bet, and same thing. It's like, "No, you owe us like $1,000." They took they froze my whole account, and I had to jump through all these hoops to get it back.
Yeah, well, that's why even though there's legal places now that are far easier to use, and you know what, they have a lot more bells and whistles, I still like that old school fucking, I can call the guy in Antigua.
Yeah.
I could probably stay in his couch if I wanted to visit.
Yeah, it adds to the adventure of it a bit. Will my money actually get in there? Will I get paid? It's part of the rush of offshore gambling.
Well, Doug, you're forgetting to bet Thursday. I have a similar story from Monday night football game. Sunday night, I had a dream that the Eagles lost to the Seattle Seahawks. I swear to God, I had a dream. My whole dream was seeing the scores and going, "God damn it, I forgot to fucking bet on that. I was going to bet on the Seahawks with the points." And then I woke up in the morning, and first thing I did was bet the Seahawks with the points. And it worked out.
It worked out. Very unfortunate for the Eagles.
Yeah, I bet that money line, Captain Queerbait. Yeah.
Yeah, a little scared.
4. And you know how much I'm up this week? $16.40. As I went 7-7-2. But my bigger paying bets came through and bigger numbers. But yeah, the Seahawks was the tilt that put me $16.40 ahead. What did you do?
The Seahawks pulled me out of the basement. I had a dismal Sunday. I lost all my afternoon games.
You can tell it's bad because on the group text, Brendon gets increasingly despondent of as the day was going along. Oh, I guess I'll kill myself. Oh, I guess no Christmas for the kids, and it just keeps amping up. And Doug and I, not always the most sympathetic shoulders to cry on when it comes to gambling losses. But I was just like, yeah,
we're largely unfamiliar with gambling losses, Sean.
Exactly. Yes, I don't know how to rationalize losing money on professional football because we're smashing these locks over here.
My daughter had to ask her mom. She said, "Mommy, what does it mean when Daddy says ask the Miami Dolphins why we're not getting Christmas presents this year?"
Dolphins destroyed. They had they whooped up on the Jets. I'm sure Bingo was stoked. Doug, huh?
Yeah, I don't think we really watched much football on Sunday for whatever reason. It wasn't appealing.
Too busy eating all those individually packaged A1 steak sauce packs. Those things were
this is like week 5 now that this fucking corporation Tegna that has like 70 affiliates around the fucking country. They have our Fox affiliate. So we haven't gotten Fox. They're in a contract dispute with fucking DirecTV. So my basic cable games, I'm not getting fucking Fox games, and I'm planning shenanigans. You just don't do me like that, Tegna or DirecTV. This is 5 fucking weeks. Now the screen just tells you where you can go and sign up for like Fox, like a streaming service. I'm not putting another fucking streaming service. I have fucking
get a digital antenna.
Yeah, that's one of the things they tell you to do.
Yeah, they're great. Digital antennas are the best. They're like $20. You get all the local channels and a bunch of weird channels for free.
No shit. Do you have to go up on the roof and fucking adjust them in the snow?
No, you plug it in, you screw it into the back of your TV and then stick it near a window.
Wow.
Great. I've been using it for years.
Huh. How about that? I should ask my elderly friends where to get one, because I'm sure neighbor Dave has rabbit ears and digital
Where's
antenna.
the hookup for the local? I think part of it though, LA has a ton of the weird foreign local channels. I don't know what the local TV scene like is in Bisbee, but you would definitely get the Fox channels. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Or you could set up the streaming thing that we have that gets all the games everywhere. It took Brendon went on a goddamn odyssey, but now that he's set up, it is pretty sweet.
The best, yeah. I'll tell you that off the air, probably.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. We could walk Doug through it, but again, I almost would want to have to be in person because to like do it over the phone would be a nightmare. All right, we do have some dick pics, courtesy of the great listeners. Shall we get to those first before we get to the picks?
Yeah, I need something to rile me up.
Check out this candy cane on this gentleman. Jets. So whenever they go horizontal, it really something about it cracks me up. Like, I don't know. I must have something different than what these guys have because there's no movement in mine.
He's smuggling another football, I think.
Yeah, I'm really good with psychological warfare, so I would like put 2 of those in my pants. Just
nuts, roast.
Yeah, watch them whispering in the other person's huddle where they're like.
I'd put one. I'd like to have one of those in the back of my pants, if you know what I mean.
Whoa.
Yeah,
and then
goes in the front was the old Polish guy on the beach. Banana slinger.
And then this is the other one. Oh man, that is
posing into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does look like he's presenting.
Yeah, like I like it when it gets up on the thigh pad. If it's resting up on the thigh pad, people more
it does look like it's resting up there.
Yeah. It's like he just had sex in that tent on the sideline.
He's cooling down. Just gonna come huddle for a quick cigarette. And the independent neurologist, man, he does wonders.
Hey, what if one day everything comes full circle and we get canceled for this?
Oh man, of all things, to get canceled for.
Well, if you have any pics like that, watch the games this week. Take some screenshots, take some photos, send them to winhardly@gmail.com. winhardly@gmail.
And we are going to win hardly this week. I think I'm going to go fucking unbeaten this week. After that Rams thing, I think I've got nowhere to go but up.
Brendon, have you had any prophetic dreams about NFL games that are going to happen this weekend before we get started?
Not yet, no.
All
but
right.
I will do updates on Twitter if I have any more dreams.
All right. We got a system.
I had a
first
dream
up,
I could blow myself, but I ain't putting money on it.
I feel
it's
like
a common dream among stand-up comedians.
I feel like there was a Rogan episode about something similar where some hot yoga guy was talking about it. Oh man. All right. Cincinnati Bengals laying. Now these are Saturday games, Brendon. I know last week there was some confusion. We have 2 Saturday games. So tomorrow,
pleasant surprise.
Tomorrow, Cincinnati Bengals laying 2.5 points at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Doug, what are you doing here?
I did these in the dark, liquored up by the glow of my laptop on my chest where porn used to be. I had my sports book open. I took Pittsburgh on the money line, like Pittsburgh is as a spoiler in that division. At home, and I don't even know what's going on with the fucking Cincinnati Bengals. They came back against the Vikings from way down, didn't they?
Check.
Yeah, they were down by like 17.
Yeah.
I dropped out for a second. Brendon, you there? Maybe it's Doug.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. I think we just lost Doug for a second.
I heard everybody the whole time.
Okay.
But I got Cincinnati -3. I feel like I don't know. It's again the Steelers. They're just such fucking dog shit. But you know what? They've been fucking me all season. Every time I bet against them, they pull something out of their ass. So
yeah, that was early. It felt like that was early in the season, and now they've gone back to just sucking. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning Bengals, but this new quarterback on the road is kind of scary. So we'll see. Buffalo Bills 12.5 point favorites in Los Angeles against the Chargers. Chargers, of course, got destroyed last week. 63 points they led up to the Raiders. New head coach. Doug, what do you like here, Bills or Chargers?
I like I went back and forth. I even have it crossed out in my notes right there. I had Chargers at first plus 12.5. And then I said, that's stupid. That's just dumb. And then I put Buffalo. And then I thought, fuck, I should have crossed out the Chargers. I don't have it. See, I ran out of room on the paper because I might have changed my mind a couple more times and just kept crossing it out and putting in the other one. But just like the Rams that I forgot to bet yesterday, if the Chargers do win, remember, I had that written down ahead of time.
Originally, that was the play.
So Brendon, if you're watching Doug's bookie, 12.5 looks like a lot, but again, the Chargers are such a dog shit fucking horsecock team. But I did Chargers plus 12.5.
Wow. There we go. Head to head one more time, my friend.
All right.
Only
the
this
battle
time in advance.
The battle between the two sharpest minds in NFL handicapping. Indianapolis Colts are getting 2.5 points in Atlanta. Atlanta now the favorite. They were a dog earlier on in the week. This Colts team, Gardner Minshew, can they pull it out? Do we see more Minshew magic, Brendon?
I think Minshew plus 2.5. Yeah, I like the Colts plus 2.5. I feel good about that one.
Yeah, I bet it when it was Colts 1. Doug, do you like Minshew here?
I like his look. He's a terrific looking fella, and he looks a little bit like Kirk Fox, the comedian.
Yeah,
that going. And I like him, and I bet Indy. I think I bet Indy every single time this season, and so I definitely know that they're on the receiving end this time. They pitched and fucked me in the ass last week, so this time it's all fucking Gaping Indy. Big gaping Indy. And
Let's go.
plus 2.5.
Let's go Indy. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm on Indy. All over Indy. Green Bay Packers are 4.5-point favorites against the Carolina Panthers.
Why don't we just start the entire season just calling this gay football picks?
Or just gay football would just be simpler. Football, but gayer. If you didn't think football could get gayer, wait till you see this show. Perfect transition to the Packers here, laying 4.5 at the Panthers. What do you like here, Doug? Panthers coming up.
I can lay 4.5 if I have a cock ring and some spirit glue, spirit gum, spirit gum. I don't know what that is, but it sounded funny. And gay. I took Green Bay. I took the Packers minus the 4.5, and I'll tell you why. Because I was in a hurry to get to sleep. I had taken Xanax and two of the pink pills. What are they? The Benadryl.
Oh, that's what killed Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm a sucker for an influencer.
Brendon, you're always filled with the holiday spirit there. What do you got on the Packers laying 4.5 at the Panthers?
Much like Doug, I go back and I like I said, I'm always kind of rooting for the Panthers, but what I wrote down is Green Bay minus 4.5. But I might switch that. I haven't put that bet in, but that's how I'm feeling now.
Yeah, I want to root for the Panthers, but man, are they bad? They did beat the Falcons, who are also bad. So I went Packers, but I didn't feel amazing about it. Cleveland Browns and Joe Flacco resurging Browns here, laying 2.5 in Houston against the Texans. Doug, what do you like here?
I like defense. I'm going to hop over defense and fuck you in the ass, sir. Gay today. It's gay Christmas and gay football. I like Cleveland and the defense. I like a minus the 2.5. I think that 3 points I knew was going to push last week. This time, I think I got it right at 2.5. And I put I did $25. I only have one big bet this week, and that's my bean bet. We'll get to that. Go ahead. What's on your mind there, Brendon Walsh?
I forgot that I keep forgetting Joe Flacco is the quarterback for the Browns. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that. I like betting on Flacco.
He is fun, Delaware guy.
Yeah.
No one is from Delaware except for him.
Yeah, and Joe Biden.
Nothing has ever happened in Delaware.
That crooked NBA ref was from. I think he grew up in Delaware County.
Have you ever once in your career, either of you, gotten an email, a call, a query that said, "Hey, you want to play Delaware? We have a great gig in Delaware."
No.
Fucking North Dakota. Yeah, several times I've been approached to play. Not one single time in 33 years has Delaware. One time I made a place to go just so I could check it off. I wanted to make sure I played all 50 states. So I found some sports bar on a Monday, and that was it. I was the only guy.
That was the comedy scene.
I think I did that show with you.
Maybe.
But pretty sure we did a show in Delaware together, and
was I checking off the states? Because I know that would have been like we did a coffee shop in Burlington, not Burlington, Brattleboro, Vermont, just across the border, just to kick that off the list. That might have been. Hang on, were you opening for me in Boston and some guy attacked you on stage?
That's what I was going to say. I think it's that same run when nobody attacked me, but a full-on fist fight broke out in the front row and spilled onto like me. But I was not. I believe I did. I kind of got I think I got involved, but nobody was trying to punch me. I think I was just kind of like in the middle of two guys beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, someone just emailed me saying, "Hey, I was at your show," and I go, "I don't remember the name of it, but if there was a fist fight in it, then that was I remember that."
Yeah, that's all I remember from that show too.
It's always great when comedy incites violence. That's when you know. That's when you know you're really connecting with the audience.
Every place in Boston has at least one fist fight a day happen.
Yeah, even comedy clubs. Next up, Seattle
There
Seahawks.
was a fist fight that broke out in the Boston Marathon with people that were trying to rescue people that were had their legs blown off, and then like, "Hey, I was here first. Fuck off. Get your own fucking victim." I watched that on live leak.
Yeah, they don't really talk about that. That was
Don't trust the mainstream media.
No.
Seahawks are 3-point favorites in Tennessee against the Titans. Looks like Ryan Tannehill will start with the Titans. Probably Geno Smith for the Seahawks. Most likely he's back. Drew Lock was the guy who won Monday night for the Seahawks. Doug, what are you doing here?
You know what? This is the one I'm gonna jump up. I told people on the tweeter just before the show started that I have a pick that's that will just recoup all of your losses from your entire gambling career. Everything you lost, if you just put everything that you have on Seattle -3, the worst you can do is push. And that wasn't even the game I was going to give them. I just changed my mind. The best pick I've ever given in my life. And I changed my mind and made it to Seattle. Like, how can you not fucking bet Seattle -3? Is there some kind of hijinks going on here? Something afoot?
I mean, I took Tennessee +3.
What?
In spite of hearing Doug saying this is the best bet he's ever made in his life.
Yeah, I just don't think. I think it was, Seahawks had their day in the sun on Monday, and it's back to losing for that.
Back to Shitsville for Seattle.
Maybe.
The Titans are not wearing their throwback jerseys. They somehow lost last week in the throwback jerseys, so that is not looking good.
And they're out of playoff contention because of that. So, yeah, they're dead fish. Seattle still has a hope breath somewhere.
Yeah, Seattle in the mix for the wild card. Washington, the Commanders, are getting 3 points in New York against the Jets. That's right. Jets are 3-point favorites. That just doesn't make sense to me. Looks like Trevor Siemian will be starting for the Jets. Not 100%. Brendon, what are you doing in this game?
I mean, I got to say too, this is kind of the point in the season when it's like, I mean, I don't know. This is also a good time to take a break from gambling. I have a couple asterisks next to this bet. Washington +3 is what I have. That's probably what I'll stick with, but this is a game that I'll just be checking the scores on my phone. I don't even think this is a game I'm interested in even knowing about.
I like Washington better as a community because they have more discreet and high class bathhouses for anonymous gay sex because of their proximity to Congress and the Senate. So they have like really 5-star glory hole situations.
Oh yeah,
hot rocks. But when it comes down to just getting out there and fucking getting dirty, I like the New York Jets up the ass -3.
Bold play on the Jets. I don't know. There's still the Jets. Detroit Lions are laying 3 points in Minnesota against the Vikings. Brendon, what are we doing here?
I think the Lions. I took Minnesota +3, but I think they're going to lose. I just think they'll keep it tight. So I think this could be a 1-point game.
Yes,
exactly the Brendan Walsh that I missed, because you are exactly right. They will lose, but they're not going to lose by more than 3. I took Minnesota +3 as well. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if someone was copying off my paper.
Oh, wow.
Well, you got to do this.
And what, did you screenshot my paper? And then you picked the same thing as me? Fine.
I'm impressed. He mentioned tight there, and there was no reference of a man's asshole. So maybe the show is changing right before our eyes. Jacksonville Jaguars are 2.5-point underdogs against the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's right. The Bucks are favored against the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence still in the concussion protocol, might not play. That's why we're seeing this line here. Doug, what are you doing?
Now, I believe, if I'm not wrong, Jacksonville, if if Jacksonville loses Tampa Bay would, or if Tampa Bay loses, that would be back to a 3-way tie in that NFC South with all losing records.
Yeah, right now, Tampa Bay is 7-7, New Orleans 7-8, and then Atlanta, I think, is 6-8. So yeah, it kind of depends on what Atlanta does.
Yeah, so I think they're Jacksonville. I like tan lines on a man. I like a man who wears a Speedo and you peel down and he's got like the copper tone girl tan lines making a perfect V over that fucking hot sausage. And so I like Jacksonville +3. I didn't get the 2.5. I got 3.
Brendon, what are you doing?
I have Jacksonville +2.5 as well.
Yeah, Tampa could fuck this up for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a coin flip game. And with the tan lines thing though, a lot of times the dick meat is still darker no matter what, no matter how much the rest of your body gets tan, the dick meat's going to be dark for some reason.
Yeah, you pick up a guy off the street and you clean him up back at the house, and then when they get the head of the dick is like a dark purple and he's white as a fucking ghost. Like, what kind of genes do you have going on here, sir? Let's just
the last guy that I got under the highway, he had one of those, like, it was like a Neapolitan dick. Like the
vitiligo
of the dick neck was like sandy brown, and then it was like more of a cream color right underneath the head, and then the head itself was a very kind of pink strawberry.
Yeah, it's kind of like a paint by numbers with your mouth at that point.
Yeah, I wore 8 different colors of lipstick and made a rainbow up his cock.
I don't know about you guys. I'm getting hungry. Pour some sausage and some ice cream. Dallas Cowboys are getting 1.5 points in Miami against Bingo's Dolphins. Doug, what are you doing here?
Trying to find the screen. I've been looking at my. This is my bean pick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he had the controls. He finally picked a good game. And I first of all, you get $100 on that. I got Miami -1, but I want to give you a Michael Bean update. I was sent this picture. First, can you see what that is?
Not really. I can't, but that's
well. I got a text from the Mrs. Bean, and she goes, Michael's back in the emergency room again. Happy holidays. And evidently, he tends to take his Xanax at night and then get loopy and forget that he took his Xanax and take more Xanax. And he went on some kind of eating binge where no shit, he ate a lollipop.
What the hell?
Oh, that's a stick. They had to go inside of him. He started throwing up at a CVS, had no idea what was wrong. They brought him to the ER. They had to open him up. And they found a fucking lollipop stick and perforated his large intestine.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, really, if I lose the game, am I really the loser here? No, I think I won this week.
I don't know what part of the story is crazy, right? And that's in that. How do you eat an entire lollipop stick?
I know. I've been texting him all week. Do you often eat a Big Mac without taking it out of the box?
What is he, fucking half German Shepherd?
Yeah, don't leave this guy around a corn dog. Like what shish kebabs? What does he do to that? Like how do you house an entire stick of the lollipop?
Yes, he has some guesses, but none of them make sense. I must have fallen asleep with it in my mouth and then swallowed it.
How would you not wake up?
You just lick a lollipop. You don't even.
Yeah. What are you, like a boa constrictor? You unhinge your jaw and get that thing down there?
Yeah, that's there's something going on there. Maybe he got stuck up his ass and it went in that way.
That honestly that seems more realistic.
Yeah.
Never thought of it like that.
Maybe it got shoved all the way up there.
That's more practical, honestly.
That's buy that more than swallowing a whole lollipop stick. I don't care how many Xanax you're on. You're gonna You're gonna gag and spit it up before it gets all the way down. I think.
It's like a 5-inch lollipop.
We're gonna call him and see if he answers. Hey, honey. Hey, you're on the podcast on speakerphone. Listen, I was just showing him the picture here and telling him the story, and it doesn't really add up to any of us. But then Brendon Walsh, he's a detective, and he said, "Hey, maybe he didn't swallow it. Maybe he was shoving the lollipop up his ass, and that's how it got there." And that makes way more sense.
Yeah, we all buy that.
Any truth to that?
Well, I thought that, I put that out there right from the very beginning, and I thought, like Doug, I thought that I immediately told you that, like, I had shoved a lollipop up my ass. So, Brendon's like, at least, from the way that I had this kind of like running joke with all my friends and shit that I stuck it up my ass, or or they found it up my ass. That's what I said. They found it up my ass. But yeah.
So
are you guys doing your betting show?
Yep.
Oh, wonderful. You did okay last night, huh, Stanhope?
Yeah, but I forget to. I picked the Rams, but because I told both you and Brendon Walsh via text that I was betting the Rams, it made me think that I already bet the Rams. But no, I just texted it to you fucking idiots, and I forgot to bet it.
My fault, because I asked you, because I called you in my hospital bed to ask you who you were betting.
You have to tell us, Michael. Did they go in with like a camera and a claw, or did they actually open you up?
No. They went in arthroscopically with a little
Mars rover.
Little Terminators walking around, where they grab things and pull things apart, and yeah, all mechanical, like miniature mechanics in there.
Did they make you stay awake?
Did Jen send you the picture? I can send it to you now.
Yeah, no, I got you sent it and she sent it. I showed it. I just showed it to the whole world is watching that stick in your ass.
Yeah.
I think it would.
This could be a feature on the show. Maybe you swallow something weird every week and we try to guess what it is from the X-ray.
Yeah, that's a good bit.
I was talking to a lot of the nurses and stuff, in the hospital, and I've asked them, you get everything from light bulbs up there, and little like miniature cars. They find up people's asses, and they find all sorts of stuff up there. So me having a lollipop up my ass turns out to be not that big of a deal. I mean, it might sound a little crazy to you two, but the nurses were like, "Yeah, we've seen worse."
Yeah. So now it's confirmed. It was up.
Yeah.
You're not even in the top 10, bro. You're not even in the top 10.
You're starting small, and you'll work your way up to Super Bowl. You're going to have a pinata up there.
Maybe we can get the Super Bowl trophy, the Lombardi trophy, all the way in there.
Oh, good idea. That's a challenge. That time I go back to the same hospital, I'll have all the same nurses, same doctor, and I'll be like, all right, you guys did a pretty good job on this last one, but I've got a real challenge for you this time, the Lombardi trophy. That's good, Brendon. Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. Both of you.
All right. This week, again, to recap, I have Miami -1 against the Bean, and it's going to be a fucking that's going to make Christmas all worthwhile.
I would like to recap also that we only bet $100 a game, only $100 a game, and you owe me $700 as we speak.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And Brendon, I'm sure maybe you've talked about it on the podcast. He started off 0-9. He started off 0-9. Every time I
know all about it,
ass off, because that's like flipping a coin and hitting tails 9 times in a row, or calling it wrong 9 times in a row.
Yeah, we've kind of gone over this on the podcast every single week.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yep.
I've been on on your fucking podcast.
I know.
By the way, is anybody listening to it, or is it just you two fucking jacking
We have
off?
over
3 of us.
2.6 million views average.
Yeah.
2 million?
2.6 million.
Yeah.
Oh, Brendon, you must have some fans, because I know Doug only gets like 1,500 on his podcast.
It's Sean Green mostly. Sean
Yeah,
Green's
most of
the
the
third guy.
greenheads really move the needle here.
Yeah, it's mostly it's a lot. A million and a half is me hitting refresh.
Yeah.
Sean T Green. You don't know Sean T Green? He's the fucking king of sports gambling, for Christ's sakes. And he does comedy. He's not laying around in a hotel bed off the state's dime. I'm guessing at your age, 67 years old, you probably don't pay a nickel for anything. Man, on a limited budget, but the state picks up all your fucking swallow a lollipop. Fucking
Swallow or sticking it in. Was it one of those big old timey lollipops like little kids have where they wear short pants and one of those Dutch boy hats? Like
it was they call it a square caramel on top of a stick. So what happened, listen, the night before, I meet the surgeon. The surgeon has looked through like the photographs and the x-rays and all that kind of stuff. He's looking at it. He comes up, he says to me, is there any possibility that you swallowed like a 4-inch sort of like, it looks like maybe a straw or something? I'm like, fuck no. What are you fucking kidding me? Absolutely not. I'm gonna fucking swallow a fucking that's ridiculous, No, that you just count that out, and he just kind of rubbing his chin. He's kind of older guy, not as old as me, but still, he was just kind of rubbing it. He was a wizened guy, and then what I realized happened was a couple nights before that I was.
We can cut this up and make it say gay shit.
Jet lagged out.
Follow us.
I was, eating this little. I think they call it's like a caramel that's in a square, sits on top of a stick. And I must have fallen, laying down, sucking on it, like Doug used to do this, laying down and sucking on it. And I'm laying down, fucking sucking on it, and I guess I must have fallen asleep, and it went down, and I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it until they started showing pictures of it.
Well, I'm really happy for that update. I think we'll be able to do a lot with this for next week.
Yeah, great promo. Thanks, Michael.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Michael. Get well soon. Keep the candy out of your ass.
Anybody who's out there who's listening to this, whatever Stanhope bets, go the other fucking direction. The other direction. You'll make a fortune. See you guys.
Love you.
See you, Michael.
Bye.
A lot to unpack there.
Yeah, no,
I don't know, Doug. You probably remember this story, but my ex-wife back in the day, we had a cunt cancer scare. Remember when I thought my ex-wife had cunt cancer?
Yeah,
but turned out there was just a Hot Wheels car jammed up there. Very similar to
Steve-O had a similar issue.
Yeah.
No, I think if we could remember those old things where they'd have the fake reporter and he goes, I'm at the scene of the crime. What happened? And then they would cut to like a top 40 song lyric.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think we could cut that up where I'm interviewing Bean and he's like, I just got to lay down and suck on it.
Yeah, he really leaned into it.
Yeah, he really
not knowing.
Cold.
Oh, Brendon, what are you doing in this Dolphins Cowboys game?
Miami minus 1.5. Fuck the Cowboys. I have to, even though I won some money on them against the Eagles, I'm gonna
get your Eagles card back.
Yeah, so Miami minus 1.5.
Might be the tie. That fucking -1 could come and fuck me. This is a tie game, and then I lose. A tie game at 48-48.
Yeah,
that would be
electric. Yeah, the over is probably a good bet on this one.
Arizona Cardinals heading to Chicago. The Bears laying 4 points in Chicago. Doug, what are you doing?
I love Arizona this week. I love it. I like them with the 4 points. I think they could lose by 3, but I think they're going to win outright. But I bet them with the 4.
I'm going to have to go against you. I have Chicago -4, but you know what? I could change my mind when it comes time to bet on it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Chicago's defense has been looking good, but Arizona, they got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And Chicago figures out ways to lose games all the time. So I would not be shocked they pull that out. New England Patriots head to Denver Sunday Night Football on Christmas Eve. Broncos 7-point favorites right now. Doug, what are you doing?
Well, if there's any chance that Seattle, you put everything that you have on Seattle because I told you, but something went wrong with the Illuminati or something, then I would say, hey, then go get a second mortgage and take out loans you can't afford, steal some shit, fucking rob a bank. You know what? And take Denver -7.
Wow.
Sage advice. Brendon, are you robbing that bank with Doug?
You know what? I don't. This is another time. Like, this is Christmas Eve, folks. You could also maybe go down to give some food to people living on the streets, spend some time with your family, forget about this garbage game. I mean, I got Patriots +7. I don't know. I'm losing faith in the Broncos. I feel like they kind of had a little hot moment. And 7 points is a lot. So
did you hear that Bill Belichick came out today and said about the game last week with the Chiefs? He admitted that they were using underinflated balls. You're going to bet on a team that likes underinflated balls?
Did he really say that?
Yeah. Yeah, that was just on the last thing I saw on Sports Center, and I tried to turn it on at 1 to get fucking 30 minutes of sports into my head before this, and then all they have is that Stephen A. fucking Smith, who's absolutely intolerable, and everything else was basketball or fucking hockey or some shit, or a replay of the Saints Rams.
Yeah, well then all the more reason to bet on the Patriots. They're cheaters. So Patriots +7.
I like balls. I like talking about fucking huge, inflated, overly inflated, puffy, sensitive balls. Like they're so bloated and fucking waiting to explode. You just ting on them, and then it's edging football. That's what I like.
And if you got any good pictures of overinflated NFL balls, send them to winhardley@gmail.com.
Yes, only in NFL uniforms. Yeah. I think a couple others have slipped through. Not interested. Las Vegas Raiders on Christmas Day getting 10 points against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Maybe Taylor Swift is there hanging out, cheering on Travis Kelce. Doug?
Yeah, I took Kansas City -10 because why not?
Fair enough.
Another game. Who cares? I took Vegas +10 though because I think the Chiefs are. I don't know. I don't believe in the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're not that superpower they once were, but Raiders are coming off that game where they put up 63 points. They could lay a dud.
Neither team from last year is going back to the Super Bowl. No Philly, no Chiefs. Not happening.
Look out. Not. Eagles could get hot, Doug. Look out. Yep. Eagles laying 13.5 points in Philly against the New York Giants. A lot on the line, including my family's Christmas. Whether or not we're happy or not as a family will be decided by this game. Brendon, are you riding with the Eagles this week, or are you going to continue your fade train of Philadelphia?
You know what? I really was going to go back on the Eagles train, which I still am, but I feel like 13.5 points is a lot. I feel like the Eagles are still in this fucking dismal slump. Their defense fucking has been blowing harder than Doug on a Tuesday afternoon down at the Greyhound station. So I'm going to go Giants +13.5. I don't know. I don't believe in the Birds that much to beat anybody by 2 touchdowns at this point.
It's a massive spread. Speaking of spread, you like spreading some guys' ass cheeks out. All jokes aside, Doug, what are we doing here?
I like 13.5. Yeah.
Man, you got to be Michael Bean to be able to put something 13.5 inches inside of you.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be white, so that's why I'm going with Philly.
It won't be a white Christmas at 13.5 inches.
No kidding. Yeah, but there's gonna be some coal in my stocking.
So wait, you're going Philly -13.5?
Yeah, I don't know why we're like against each other on most of these picks.
Yeah.
Why are we giving the fucking man 10%? We should just bet you and I fucking mono and fucking cut out the middleman.
We could do that. We'll pick
other people's bets. Has anyone ever thought of that? We could just take other people's bets and like charge 5%.
Yeah.
Let's get 10%. Undercut.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't think there's any legality issues.
Yeah,
I don't see any.
Yeah, you just have them call you up and they tell you, and you write down everything, like what their name is and how much they bet, how much you're making, and hand over fist. I like this idea.
It's a great idea.
Detailed records. Next up, last game of Christmas, Baltimore Ravens, San Francisco 49ers, game of the year. 49ers, 5.5-point favorites against the Ravens. Some are calling this a Super Bowl preview. Brendon, what do you think happens?
You know, I believe in the I feel like the Niners are the best team in football right now. And as Doug's bet your life savings bet game, I think this San Francisco minus 5.5 is probably my favorite bet in this game.
They just don't lose. I don't know what to tell you. They really don't. As annoying as they are, they talked a bunch of shit. They beat up on the Eagles. The 49ers are just looking like a machine right now. Doug, any thoughts?
You know, I'm with Brendon on this. It's a Christmas miracle. I like San Francisco minus 5.5. Love the Castro district. You know what? I love the AIDS. That's how gay I am. I love that we had our own disease. Basically, we had our own disease. No, you don't get AIDS. We get AIDS.
I got all A's in high school on my report card.
Is that why you got a scholarship? The AIDS scholarship?
Yeah.
All right. No more games. Good times. Best of luck.
I hope you have you don't have children, Shanti.
No.
Brendon and I have a Roomba that's left unattended in the house. I'm going to wrap this up, but so Brendon and I both know what it's like to have kids and to see the miracle on Christmas morning where your Roomba gets a new charger, new bristles.
Gets to enjoy the joy of coming down to the Christmas tree to the new charger before sweeping up the pine needles.
Right,
it's a beautiful moment between a man and his Roomba.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, gentlemen, and good
Merry
luck
Christmas.
on your football games. Do we pick a tie game this week?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was Miami and Dallas was the tie. Also, you didn't mention that's a fucking possible Super Bowl. Those are both division leaders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would be way better than the fucking hate repeat Super Bowls. I don't want to see San Francisco and Baltimore. That was like the worst Super Bowl of the last 20 years.
I'm gonna go on the record for the tie. I'm gonna pick the tie game, the Green Bay game.
Oh yes, that game could get weird.
Who was that? Who did they play?
Green Bay versus
Carolina.
Carolina's
played some ugly games. So if this, like a 17-17 tie game,
I could see. Yeah, if this goes to a tie, if this ends in a tie in regulation, neither one of these guys are going to score in overtime.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Jets Washington is that?
That's the other one.
Yeah,
Jets not scoring. Certainly, you can see that happening, especially in overtime. All right, gentlemen.
All right, hey, thank you, and everyone have a lovely Christmas, and we'll see you next week. Maybe we can do it on Thursday. On time.
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll be back in the studio on Thursday, right?
Yep.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
All right.
Bye, bitches.
See ya.